Ask Rhea Show, coming to you live with life, love, and the supernatural. From the real lifestyle of the rich and famous to the Cupid of love or the untold stories of supernatural. Get it all right here on the Ask Rhea Show. Now, here's Rhea.
Hi everybody, it's your girl Rhea. I'm here today about to do some donuts, but I wanted to talk to you about a very important subject, and it's called internet dating. Be aware. You don't want to miss this. I'm not gonna choose for you, 'cause I know I'd rather be alone than be unhappy. So we're gonna take a break when we get back. Internet dating. Be aware.
Advertise your business on the Ask Rhea Show. Just call 229-389-8304. Let your customers know where you are. Special rates for a limited time. The Ask Rhea Show. We're back with your favorite host, Rhea, from the Ask Rhea Show. Now, here's Rhea.
We're back with our subject of today, internet dating. Be aware. So as I'm making my donuts, I'm just going to be talking to you. So let's start with washing hands. So I'm not, I know a lot of people who are now doing internet dating, and it is it's a bit of a hassle sometimes. I mean, oh my gosh, this is people that have a chance to catfish you. I'm sure you know what catfish means. So I know I can talk and chew gum, but I cannot cook or let's say bake and focus on something else. So I wrote my list down today of what I really want to talk about. And the first thing we're going to talk about is standards when internet dating. Standards. And your standards, like what do you expect? Do you expect, what do you look for when you're actually, about to go on the internet and do some internet dating? Are you looking for a one-night stand? Are you looking for something serious? Are you looking for, somebody to just hang out with? What are your standards? What do you looking for? And when I say your standards, what are you willing to do and not willing to do? For instance, if you meet somebody and they say, they want to, They want to, hug you and, kiss you the first day, or they want to seriously start dating you from day one, and, something of that sort. What are your standards? Are you wanting somebody you just want to chill with, somebody to take your time, get to know them, or somebody you want to jump right in it right away? Because, everybody there's no wrong way or right way, actually, because everybody has their thing of what they want to do, how they want to do it. Me personally, I don't want to deal with anybody who first comes off talking about sexual things. That's a no-no for me. I can't do it. Yeah, and when you first start off, your privacy. What do you think your privacy is all about? As far as, are you so private you don't want to give your number out? I'm mostly speaking of Plenty of Fish. That's the one I mostly used to be on, was Plenty of Fish. So I'm mostly speaking of Plenty of Fish. And I'm sure there's other ones out there, but that's who a lot of us deal with, is Plenty of Fish. So are you skeptical about giving your number out when it first comes on? I mean, when you first talk to someone? I welcome you to comment at the bottom. Any questions I ask, please comment at the bottom. But how do you do it? Are you skeptical about giving your number out? If you get online and they're asking, how have you been? You know, how much of a conversation can you hold on that thing? How have you been? Where are you from? You know, how long have you been on the site? How's the site treating you? Da 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 da. My conversation piece used to be, how's this site treating you? Met any interesting people on here, or something of that sort. Now, once that's over and you finish talking about, you know, the preliminary things, then what? What are you looking for then? What are you? What's the question next? So you start talking about personal things, or you start talking about, you know, your last relationships, your past relationships, or what happened in your past relationships, or what you do or don't like about the site, or people that you may have met on the site. People that you may have met on the site may not have, you know, may have been, you know, horrible people, or maybe rude, or just not what you're looking for. Maybe they lied about who they are, which goes into the catfish. And before I get into the catfish, I want to talk about the actual conversation that we're speaking about right now, the conversation. Because one of the things that people like to do, I've heard a lot of guys say that the women would put up pictures of them when they were older, or when they were younger. They put up pictures when they were younger, and they would either say that they're skinny when they're actually healthy, big girl, or they are 19 when they're 35, or put up a picture when they were 19 and they're actually 35. So my thing is, what would you accept? Would you accept someone who's actually that would actually catfish you? If somebody was going to catfish you, would you accept that? Would you talk to somebody and they tell you, well, I am, for the guys, well, I am I'm a beautiful girl, I'm light skinned, and I own my own business, and I am, you know, fit. I'm what do they call it? I'm fitness. How is it your body type? Your body type is a what do they call it? Fitness person. You know, I forget how they word it on there, but it's physical fit or something like that. And they're telling you all this stuff, and then you actually set up time to go meet them, and lo and behold, this person is dark skinned. Nothing against dark skinned people. I'm just making an example. This person is dark skinned. This person is big boned. Nothing that she told you. She may have told you that she don't smoke. She came to the door with a cigarette in her hand, and she's doing everything that, you know, she told you that she didn't do. But the thing was, now she wants to say, I told you those things because I know if you met me, I wanted you to get to know me and not who, you know, if I told you who I really was, that person. Well, what they don't realize is that person who they described is the lie. That's the catfish. That's the lie. Which means if you started off with that lie, everything, as we talked about in our last show, everything's going to go as a lie. Now, let's say the next thing was the character of the person. What would you accept? There's some that says the height. Let's talk about height. Do you date short guys? Do you date tall guys? Or does it not matter? You know, on the sites you can specify, you know, if you date short guys. Now, if you like tall guys, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you specifying that on there. I like my guys, 5'11" and up. There's nothing wrong with saying that, because what's going to happen, you get these short guys that are, you know, coming in on your site, and you're getting frustrated because the only thing you're getting is, you know, short guys, but you didn't specify what you want. And then you don't want to get up there and tell somebody, I'm sorry, but I don't date short guys. You don't want to say that. I'm sure some of you probably have said that, but that's not something you want to say to hurt somebody's feelings or anything. But specify. Make sure you specify what you want. What kind of what size you want him to be, or, you know, his characteristics. Meaning is, does he smoke? Does he drink? Would you deal with somebody who smokes or drinks? Would you deal with somebody who does weed? Is that okay with you? Would you deal with somebody who has children, small children? not grown, but small children? Would you deal with somebody that had pets? Dogs, cats, or like me, snakes. What would you deal with? What are you willing to deal with? What else was it? It was smoking, drinking, weed, children's sign. Okay, what about their sign? Their sign. Let's say you're a Taurus. I'm a Taurus. Let's say you're a Taurus. Would you date another Taurus? Or are you, did you have bad experiences with a Scorpion, as I did, and a Gemini, as I did? So are you still prone to date one, or you will not date one? Do you care about the signs, or it doesn't matter? You feel everybody's different and you give everybody a fair chance? So would you care about that? And what about the age? This is one more. Financial and their position. So they're financial. Do you care about how much money they make? Or the position they're in? What if they tell you, I work as a forklift driver and I have, most people lie about the money they put down there anyway, so don't even bother looking at the money they put. It would say 75,000 to 100,000, 50,000, and 40,000. Most guys would not put anything down there. And if they do and they put 100,000, be aware it is not 100,000. So the position they may say, I'm a business owner, or I work for a forklift company, or, I work as a construction person, or whatever the case may be, a handyman, or, whatever. Me personally, I look at not the money they make, but I look at their positions. I prefer somebody who has their own business. Not just a manager of something, but somebody who has their own business, a CEO of something. You know how they say celebrities only date celebrities? Well, business people mostly only date business people. And it's like that for a reason. But I prefer to date someone who's a CEO of his company, that has a successful company. It doesn't have to be millions of dollars he makes, but, a successful company, not just something he's starting and calls himself a CEO, not something like that, but something that's successful, that he doesn't, as I said on my last show, have to live paycheck to paycheck. And what about the age? Do you care about the age? Because sometimes there are young 50s and there are older 50s. There are young 60s and there are older 60s. I tend to like to date around the ages of 50 to 65. And when I say 65, for some that may seem old, but I know some very young looking and acting 65-year-olds. But the thing I like about that age is that for the most part, they're more mature. I look for the maturity in somebody because I don't have time for the little games and things like that. So I look for the maturity in them. But what do you look for? Does the age matter to you? Well, I would say it should matter to you, because if you're 50 and you got a 27-year-old that come on there, hey, gorgeous, how are you? Love to talk to you. What are you going to do with a 27-year-old at the age of 50? Are you going to be like Stella who got her groove back? Or what do they call it, the cougar? Well, I personally don't go under. I would say the lowest I would possibly date would be, I would say 50. I won't even do a 49. I won't do anybody less than me. Put it that way. I won't do anybody less than me. You have to be 50 and up, because I won't do less than me. I always like the guy, first of all, to be older than the girl. I always like that. But let's say the next thing is conversation. What kind of conversation will you accept on your first call? Would you accept, first of all, before we even get there, on your first conversation, going back to your privacy, would you give your number out to someone? Because for me, if I'm interested in trying to find somebody, I don't mind giving my number out. And I'll ask for theirs. One thing I do, it's kind of teedy, but I will say, I will ask them or text them and ask them and say, or message them and say, would you mind giving me your number? One of my pet peeves is what I hate is when a guy comes back and says to me, why won't you give me your number? I hate that because, first of all, it goes back to being a gentleman. You should offer your number to the woman that you feel that you're interested in. You know, what's the worst they're going to do with your phone number? You can always block them if the worst case scenario. So that's my pet peeve. I think that they should give me their number. Most of the time they do. But I don't mind sharing my number as well. And the reason being is because I don't want to spend, first of all, I hate messaging. I don't have the time. I'm never in one place a lot. So I hate messaging all the time. I won't spend every day I come in and look at the site and who messaged me and this, that, and the other. If I find someone that I'm interested in and they contacted me, then I will immediately suggest, would you like to talk offline? And if I do talk offline, then it's going to be, can I FaceTime you? Because what is that doing? That's taking away all of the guesswork of, okay, is he going to catfish me? Does he really look like he say he look? I want to know. I want to see, do you have black lips from smoking when you told me you don't smoke? I want to see, are you big when you told me you were healthy or athletic? And I want to see, I want to hear your voice. Do you sound like a girl? You know, that squeaky voice. I want to know what you sound like. And I want to see now, the picture that you sent me, is it recent or is it when you were younger? Oh my God. Guys catfish in the worst way. But most of them catfish about their height. You put in height in there, and they'll put in a height and they'll say, I'm 6'1" or 6'2". And definitely the 6'3s. I'm 6'1", 6'2", 6'3". And then you're saying, okay, wow, I like that. And then you look at them and you say, are you really 6'3"? And then they'll say, is that what the site said? Oh, they must have put that up there themselves. I was sure I put up there 5'11", but they must have put 6. No, the site doesn't do anything for you. That's not something that the site goes up there and changes and puts 6'3". Whatever you put up there, that's what they do. But you have the guys that come back and say, no, I was sure I put this amount in there. I mean, that height in there, and they must have changed it or something. They do that often. No, they don't. They don't do that. So watch out for the heights, ladies, because they will catfish you. They will catfish you when it comes to them. When it comes to them telling you how tall they are, they will catfish you on that. That's one of their catfish moments. Now, your time from the time that you actually talk to them and however long you talk to them, how long are you willing to talk to them? Are you willing to talk to them for a week or so, or do you want to meet right away? That's a question to ask. Do you want to meet right away if you have the time to do so? Or do you want to talk to them for a week and then meet them? My thing is, if I talk to you on the phone, let's say we talked and we had a great conversation going, and you seem like somebody interesting that I really would like to know more about, and you don't live too far from me, and you are, I'm free right then and you're free right then I would say, you know what, let's go to Ruby Tuesday, a public place somewhere. Let's go to Ruby Tuesdays and have lunch or something like that and meet. And that way you're in a public place and you're not wasting your time. You get to see that person. You get to see what they're like in person. Now, this goes back to what we talked about on the other show, which was why do men, falsify their information when they first meet somebody? So this goes back to that. Watch them and see if they're going to open your door I know you're gonna drive your own car over there. So are they gonna walk out, get out of their car, and open your door? Or if they didn't even know they know what you look like because you talk to them and FaceTime them. So if you pull up and they see you pull up, if they see you pull up, do they walk over and open your door, or do they wait outside for you to get out of your car? Okay, really doesn't matter. It's just principle. And when they meet you, do they give you a slight hug or a really cozy hug and try to kiss you? Okay, that's another issue right there. Would you kiss somebody that you just met? Would you kiss somebody? I want you guys, whoever's looking at this, comment me on this one right now. I'm asking you the question. Would you kiss somebody you first met? Take that time and go in my comments and put your answers down there. Would you kiss somebody you first met from a dating service or dating line? That's a good question because myself, heck to the no. I may turn my cheek, you kiss my cheek, but I'm definitely not going to. And please don't be the one when I turn my cheek, you're trying to make your way around to the left. Oh no, that's a 100% no. So I expect the guy. First of all, I won't pick somebody that's thuggish who wants to just, I'm just going to, get her and get this and that. No. I have standards. You have to have a business sense about you and a professional and respectful sense about you to even get a chance for me to even get to the point of wanting to meet you. So it's that moment where you get out, okay, you're out of the car, you are, you greet each other, whether it be a hug or kiss or whatever you guys do. I want to know. And afterwards, you go in, goes back to the old show. Does he pull out your chair or assist you with your coat? Or does he just sit down and you sit down? Mind you, there's nothing wrong with that unless it's not sincere. If he pulls out your chair, you hold him to that. When he pulls out your chair. Now, a good way to tell if a man does that on the real, something he's normally used to doing or something he's doing that for the moment is when he pulls out your chair when you sit down and you guys are there for a certain amount of time and you guys get ready to leave and he gets up and you get up and he just looks at you when you get out of your seat and you just, get your coat on and y'all still talking and laughing and then y'all just, he grabs you by your waist and walk out the door. What didn't he do? He did not, when you're about to leave, go around and pull your chair out again. And if you're in a booth, even take your hand and assist you out. He just now, because he's a little bit more comfortable with you than you first met. So now it's okay for him to just, yes, keep the conversation going and talking and laughing. He's so silly. And, she gets out, scoots out of her chair and you guys walk out. What did not do? He did not assist you out or pull out your chair to leave. Whatever he does when you first get there is what he should do when you guys are leaving. That's how you know if it's innate or not. If it's not innate, that's just something he's doing to impress you then. And ladies, what did we talk about last time? We are not impressed with people that are trying to impress us from the beginning. We're not impressed with that. I'm impressed when somebody keeps doing what they start. Don't start something and not finish it. Okay, so now we're finished with the date. We're going to our cars. Okay, he's walking to the car. He may open your car door. I'm expecting him to. He may open your car door, or he may stand there and watch you open your car door. Either way, if you start dating him and he just stands there and watch you open your car door, but he did it when you first met, that's okay. He's being true to himself. But if he opens your car door and lets you in, and then the next 2-3 dates he doesn't, then no, that's not him. Anyway, we're at the car now. We're at the car. Now, of course, you spent maybe 2-3 hours with him. What does the 2 or 3 hours allow you, or what would you allow in the 2 or 3 hours? Now that you know him a little bit more than you did when you were on the phone, does that give you or give him the right to give you a seductive hug now? I want to know. Message me. I want to know, does that give you the right to give you a seductive hug, or does that give you the right to a serious kiss? One of those passionate kisses, because I've known him now for 3 hours and he's so sweet and he's just a sweetheart. And do you, does that give you a right to give him the kiss on that first date? I want to know. Leave some messages for me. Leave some comments. I want to know. Do you think it's okay for 3 hours after you met him to give him a big old kiss because he asked for it, or he approached you as, in the movies, talking so close and getting so close, and the next thing you know, you're getting so close, your lips are getting ready to touch because it was just that romantic moment. He was such a sweet person. On the other side, and on the other hand, I know nothing about you. Did you even brush your teeth this morning? Did you gargle? Do you keep your teeth up? Even though they're white, you could have used whitener. Do you actually, is your mouth clean? What have you been doing before you met me? Come on now, people. Let's not jump into something. Just because they're online does not mean they've been single or single up to that point. They may be, upset with the person that they're with, or just now leaving the person that they're with. But who did they do last night that your mouth is now on? No. We got to be smarter about this. Just because he has a great, or she has a great conversation, don't think that they're, I do believe in starting people out with the 100 till they make their own F. But before they even get in my class, I got to find out a little bit more about you than 4 hours of time. So, yeah, no, don't, I won't do it. I don't know what you would do, but I won't do it. I will not stick my tongue down nobody's throat that I just only spent 4 hours with, and I still don't know you, haven't went through any seasons with you, and haven't really even acknowledged that I want to be in a relationship with you. And even if I did acknowledge that I want to be in a relationship with you, there are processes. Have you been tested? Would you mind getting tested? Many ways to go by that. But don't assume just because you guys are having a great conversation and you guys are vibing. He had a life before you. She had a life before you. And everybody had the life before you. So it's not like you don't. You're not going to see the person again. You got the numbers, exchange numbers. You like him, he likes you. So now, what are your restrictions? Would you say, I'm not having sex until I'm married? Or would you say, I'm not having sex until you test it? Or, let's just go get this is our 4th date. Let's just get it on. What would you say? Is that more feasible for you? How does that work for you? That doesn't work for me. I'm not going to jump into bed with anybody just because I met them a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago even. I'm not going to do that. That's not going to be me. So, how would you handle that? Would you think that that's enough time to go ahead and do something? Or are you a one-night person? You met that person that night and you go right ahead and do it that night. That would not be safe for you, nor will it be feasible, not knowing anything else about that person. I think, let me see, the first date, I did the would you kiss them, observation. Let's go back to the table while you're eating dinner. I would highly suggest to observe how this person has his table manners. Does he burp at the table? Does he chew with his mouth open? That's my biggest pet peeve. I can't stand people to smack. Oh, I can't do it. Does he chew with his mouth open? Does he, how is his table manners? Does he talk with his mouth full? or does she, even for that matter, does she talk with her mouth full, which would be very horrible if a woman did this, but does she talk with her mouth full? Does she burp at the table? Does she grit her teeth or pick her teeth, or, what is it that she does that, you would say would be a deal breaker? And if there isn't a deal breaker, and you want to go back out on the date with her, how would it be? How would you just let it kind of play out by itself? Telling them, I enjoyed myself, and wait for him to say, I'd like to see you again, or are you up front and you'll be the one to say it? I would love to see you again. Women these days are bold. I'm bold. Women these days are bold. I consider myself a white tiger because I don't chase anything that's not worth the chase. And if it's not worth the chase, it's not edible. That's how I feel about it. And I just want to know your opinions on it. What do you think you would do? What is it that you feel would be the appropriate way to handle internet dating? I, for one, really, really, really feel that internet dating gives people a chance to be somebody who they're not. When someone wants to date me from internet, and the first conversation we have, and he asks me, "What are you wearing?" I said, no. Why are you concerned with what I'm wearing when you're not even in there yet? You're not even in there. You are trying to get in, but you're not even in there yet, and you're asking me what I'm wearing. Some things you just don't need to say. And when they get into the point of asking, you talk to them for maybe 2 hours, and then they'll say something like, so, what are you going to do when we first meet? Am I going to get to kiss you? Am I going to get to do this with you? Or are you going to spend a night with me? Or, come on, I haven't even met you yet, and you're asking me things like that. Or, what positions do you like sexually? Why are you even talking about? First of all, I won't even accommodate you with an answer, because first of all, why are you even talking about anything sexual when I haven't even met you? That's telling you right there that the only thing they're really interested in, no matter what facade they're putting up, is your body. That's it. And the thing I hate about internet dating, if they would just tell you what their motives are. If you have met somebody and their motive was just sex, I would rather you say it's just sex than to say you want a long-term marriage kind of setting and what have you, but at the same token, you're not acting like that. You say, I want a long-term thing. A long-term thing means long-term. Means that you're going to wait and get to know that person. You got a long time to do that. That doesn't mean you're going to get engaged next week. Long-term means we're going to take this time to get to know each other. We're going to have fun with it. We're going to travel. We're going to just have a good time getting to know each other and what have you, and whatever we do. Go to the movies, cook for him. Go, let him come to your place and you go to his and cook for each other. Spend some quality time together. Become the best friend. When you become that best friend and you guys can join each other and join each other and play around each other and joke with each other and things like that. Oh my God, that is like the best. That is the best way to fall for someone. I want a relationship where I can fall in love with someone, not somebody just because he's cute or we get along great, but like the old times back in the day where they actually fell in love. They had that quality time. How many of you remember what it's like to actually fall in real love again? real love. Not that I meet you, you're cute, you're handsome, let's get it on. No. Real love, where you guys can't wait to go hang out with each other again. You can't wait to see each other because you're joining each other, or you're calling each other on the phone, joining each other on the phone, and challenging each other with certain things, and laughing, and always have a good time when you guys go out, and just having a great time with someone, and expecting to do it, to see that person, because you know that person hasn't changed and that's just who they are. That's when you actually start to fall for someone. When you fall for someone, you don't even know you're going to fall for them. You're just thinking it's just a friendship and you guys are just having a good time. I like to meet somebody that I don't expect a relationship from. I don't think that we're going to be in a relationship. I don't look for the relationship. I look for us just to get to know each other. And if it forms a relationship, great. But if it doesn't, I'm enjoying your friendship. And my thing is, I want to be in a position where I can expect to have a good time with you. Expect to have a good time. When we go somewhere, I know we're going to have a great time because he's so crazy. We like to do this. We go on the roller coaster. He just screams. We have a blast. We, throw ice at each other or whatever the case may be. We have a blast together. We like the same things. And he's just so compassionate and loving and kind. And he stays that way to the duration of the time. And you're just loving it. You're just loving it. That's when you don't realize you fell for the person. You don't even realize you love the person. And I'm going to tell you, when we come back from this commercial, how I know when I love somebody. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Human trafficking is slavery.
And it happens all over America.
Any child, any woman, any man could potentially become a victim of human trafficking.
I am a victim of labor trafficking.
I was victim of child sex trafficking, but now I own my body.
Human trafficking is any kind of forced labor.
It can happen to anybody.
I am a mother.
I am an author.
I am a son.
I'm an advocate.
I am an educator.
I'm a sister.
I am a brother.
I'm so much more than what happened to me.
I am strong.
I am brave.
I am outspoken.
I am compassionate.
I am a survivor.
I'm a survivor.
I am a survivor.
I am a survivor.
I am a survivor.
I am a survivor of human trafficking.
If you've got a story that you want to share with the world, why not ask Rhea and make your dream a reality? Only on the Ask Rhea Show.
You may not think of flu as a serious disease, but complications can lead to severe illness, hospitalization, and even death. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends everyone 6 months and older get a flu vaccine every year. Vaccines are available at doctors' offices, pharmacies, and local health departments. Protect yourself and your loved ones this flu season. Get a flu shot today. Learn more at cdc.gov/fightflu.
We're back with your favorite host, Rhea, from the Ask Rhea Show. Now, here's Rhea.
We're back. So, as I promised, I'm going to tell you how I know when I love someone. This is something that I do on my own. It's my thing that I do. It's something for me to be sure of how I feel. Have you ever felt like you cared about somebody, but you just didn't know how much you cared for the person? Well, sometimes you think you care a lot, and sometimes you think you don't care very much, or you don't care as much, and you just don't really pay any attention. Well, for me, how I determine if I love someone that I'm hanging with, or somebody that's I've been knowing for a good little while, and we've established something, I would picture them in an accident. Like, for instance, if I was driving down the street and I saw their car turned over on the road. I know this is kind of horrible, but this lets me know my level of love. If I saw their car turned over and I identified that person as the person I'm with, would I be like, oh my God, it's him? And then in my heart feel like, please don't let nothing happen to him or whatever. Or if I feel like, oh, that's just horrible. I hope he's okay. And you know within yourself how you feel, because if you put one of your loved ones in that situation and you see them, your heart is going to go out for them. Your heart is going to, if something builds up in you that cares so much, like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Please, God, help them. But if it's not somebody you really care about, it's like, bless them, Lord, hope they come out okay. And I put them in that situation. I put them in the mental situation of, if I saw them somewhere hurt, what's my reaction? In me, even in my mind, what's my reaction? What I feel in my, that knot in my stomach, that, oh my God, please let him be okay. Please let him be okay. Do I feel that knot, or is it not so bad that it's like, I hope the best for him. I hope he's okay. But you don't really feel anything. If you don't really feel that pull like you would a family member, if you picture a family member, brother, sister, child, or someone that's hurt, and how you feel inside about that person, and your stomach knots up and hoping and wondering and praying that they're okay. If you don't feel that same thing about the person that you say you care about, then you don't have him in your love cycle. And that's how I look at it. Are they in my love cycle? Or is this just me having a good time? Somebody just to kick it with, and somebody just to, just have fun with. Is he really in your love cycle? So, if he's in your love cycle, that's how I tell. I can tell by, I don't want nothing bad to happen to them, of course, but that's my way of telling if he's in my love cycle and I'm feeling deeper for him than I realized. Feeling deeper than I realized. So, I want your comments. What do you think about internet dating? Would you do it? Have you done it? And what were some of your experiences of? I tell you what, if you would give me your worst internet dating experience, just type it in the comments. The worst internet dating story, and just leave your name and who I would deem as the worst. I will actually give you $50 for the worst internet dating story. Okay, you could win $50 for the worst internet dating story. So if you have an internet dating story, I encourage you, type it inside of the comment box and just tell me what your internet dating experience was, and I will have about 3 judges that I deal with, and we will contact you. I'll leave a comment under your name to contact me, and we'll get your information at that point, and I will send you $50 for the worst story. I want to know about your internet dating experiences, because I heard a lot of people with different stories about what their experiences were, and some were good and some were bad and some were just okay. But I would say to anybody, if you're going to internet date, there's nothing wrong with it. Just please be careful. Be careful, because there are still crazy people out there. crazy people who, that's not reason. Crazy people who are still haven't grown up, and still don't know what it's like to. I want the smaller one. Still doesn't know what it's like to. Still doesn't know what it's like to be in a real relationship. So just be careful, because you never know. That one didn't come out as well as I wanted it to. Let's see. My first ones never come out right. I declare they don't. The second ones and third ones, they always come out right. But my first ones never come out right. My sister says her first ones come out right. My second and third ones come out right. But what I want to know, I want to know what your experience is. Did you have a good internet dating experience, or did you have a challenging internet dating experience, or what kind of dating experience did you have on internet dating? I want to know. What is that? Inquiring minds want to know. Myself personally, I think I had more liars than anything. More liars. More people wanting to say that they're something that they're not, versus telling the truth about what they have and who they are. So that has been my experience in them. But what was your experience in internet dating? See how these are going to come out. Oh, never mind. I think the next couple I'm not going to do with the hole in the middle. I'm going to do those as a whole. These are just going to be like, these I want to put some fillings in the middle. So tell me, if you're planning on going on another internet date anytime soon, please make sure you choose a public place to meet them. And if you're doing it for the first time, please listen at this. Please listen and look at this video if you're dating on the internet for the first time, because there's a lot to know about internet dating before you start internet dating. It's not for everybody, that's for sure. It's definitely not for everybody. If you are somebody who just, want to have fun with somebody, don't go up under somebody who's saying that they want something serious, because it's not fair to you and it's not fair to them. So, like I said earlier, be clear about what you want and who you want to meet. What are your criteria? Do you want to, as I said earlier, want to just date, or you want to just have fun, or want a rendezvous, or just a booty call? Be specific about what you want, and make sure that person wants the same thing that you want. There's nothing worse than expecting something from somebody that they have no idea of what your expectations were. They thought you were serious and you just wanted to have something something, just somebody to hang out with. So I would suggest to make it known about what you really want. I'm just kind of experimenting on these. I don't know which one I want to do. I'm going to do these right now. I'm going to actually double these. Let's see what happens, because I want to insert something, so I'm going to double those. Let's see how that comes out. Sometimes I like to try new things when I bake, just to see how it comes out. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I'm going to do a couple of those like that. Just doubling them up and pushing it together. I think you guys are great. I really do. And I so appreciate everybody who watches my show. And I appreciate the comments that you leave on there, because I just like to sometimes, like these last two shows, this one and my last one, I just like to talk to you. I do have this show on the 14th coming up, the 14th of May. I have the top 10 worst man you've ever dated. That show is coming up, and it's going to be at a barbershop. So we're going to have some barbershop guys that's going to be talking on the top 10 worst female you ever, what did I say, male? I mean female. Top 10 worst female you ever dated. So it's going to be at a barbershop, and they're going to be talking about the top 10 worst female that they've ever dated. And it's going to be interesting. I talked to the owner of the barbershop, and he said he has some guys that are very rowdy and ready to talk. So that's going to be May the 14th. And I will post, I'm not going to sit here and try to think of the address. I will post on the bottom of of this video. I will post the address and the location and times and everything for that show. You don't want to miss it. The girls, when they did theirs, it was phenomenal. They had a wonderful time at it. And we're going to do the confession thing again like we did with the girls. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. So you don't want to miss this. It's going to be nice. I think these are going to be a little small. I did the wrong one. Oh, I can top that one. Just top that one off. Guess I did the wrong one. I'm just really trying to get rid of my dough right now. I didn't anticipate having so much dough. As I said before, I absolutely love baking. I do. I love baking. I have a question. What would you do if someone you just met tells you that he wants you to have his baby? What would you do? What would you do if someone you just met told you that they want you to have their baby? Me personally, it would be H to the no. Why? Even if I was able to have kids, I can't have any more kids. I don't want any more. But even if I could have some more kids, because first of all, of my age, I don't want any more kids at this age. Second of all, freedom. I want my freedom to be able to go and do what I want to do when I want to do it. And third of all, if this doesn't work between us, then I'm stuck with the kid by myself. So for many reasons, I wouldn't do that. I mean, some of you may still want to have kids. That's nothing wrong with that if you do. But no. I remember this one guy did it, and I thought I loved him so much, and I considered getting my tubes untied to have his child. Oh my gosh. And when I tell you, I'm so glad that the cost of that is so much, and I could not afford it, or we couldn't afford it, and it just cost so very much. When I tell you, I was so glad that happened, because by the time this relationship came to an end and found out the kind of jerk he was, oh, honey, you never, ever, ever, ever had to worry about me ever again doing anything as silly as that for anyone. Oh, no. Never again. Believe me, that was no time soon. I would never have done that. No more. Please do not compromise your body to have somebody's baby that you just met, or even think about it, because you never know that person's going to be around or what they're going to do. You never know. Please don't compromise yourself to do that. Okay, so I'm almost done with this, down to the last bit. I think I'll just make this into a whole one. Now I'm going to roll it out first, just a little bit. Trying to get rid of all of my dough. So this is the last bit of it. Let's see if we can get one more fish out of this. Let's try the roll. At least get it smooth. A little bend on it. Okay. Just want to get one over there, and this one can go on the bottom of this. Okay, so we're going to take a break. When I come back, you're going to see the finished product of me actually dropping it in the grease and seeing how they come out. So I'll be right back.
Dear Jesus, I know this is my first time talking to you by myself, and I hope you don't mind that. I just don't know what to do anymore. My mom can't hear what I'm trying to say to her, and I know better than to talk to my dad about anything that concerns you. Was it ever this hard for you when you were a kid? Or were you ever a kid? I wish there was a way to get my mom and dad to believe in you, so they would hear me and not just send me to my room. I know you're busy and I'm just rambling now, but if you do get the time, can you give my mom the piece that we talked about last night? If not, it's okay. Maybe next time. Oh yeah, amen.
What did you expect with the lifestyle he was living?
When I say hi, he says, how much?
Your body is a temple of the Holy Ghost, created for God.
I hope God didn't waste his money.
Where is he? I want to see my son.
What would you say? I don't know what I would say.
Okay, we're back. Thank you for returning. As you can see, it's all done. These were the donuts that I made, and these are jelly-filled donuts. And the pieces that came out of the middle of the donut, I put those over here and I fried those as well. And just decorated them and put some in chocolate and some in strawberry and some in vanilla with chocolate and what is it, powdered sugar on it. So I'm not gonna be the one to taste it today. I'm gonna let my brother taste it. So come here, Darian. So, of course, everybody knows my brother Darian. He's the one who does all the editing of my show. The brilliant, brilliant brother. So taste one. You know what you want.
Not bad. Chocolatey.
You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So you want to taste something else?
No, against my diet.
Oh, it is not against your diet. It is not against your diet.
You taste one.
Okay, I'm gonna taste this one. Mmm, it's soft, chocolatey, very good. I can't taste that one. Yeah, taste that one.
I'm not feeling real good.
What's this taste good? Check out what the taste one.
I want to get these. Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah, I felt another one.
Huh?
I went to better another one.
Yeah. The donut's better. Mm-hmm. Good. Donut has more on it.
Oh, okay. All right, gotta get back to work.
All right. So, wait. I'm gonna eat this all now. So, I'm glad you were able to join me as I bake my donuts and desserts and what have you. I love baking. And thank you for joining me for my topic today, internet dating. And remember, don't be so lenient when it comes to meeting somebody for the first time. Don't be afraid to give your number. At the worst case scenario, you can block it. So don't be afraid to give your number, and always, always, always FaceTime. FaceTime them when you talk to them, and I promise you, it helps a lot. You see a lot in a person's eyes, and the way they move, the way they maneuver, everything about them. You see their facial expressions, you see everything. And so I would highly suggest FaceTiming them. And if someone wants to rub your booty when they first meet you or hug you and grab your butt, leave him alone, because he's only after one thing. If somebody tries to kiss you in the mouth the first time, leave him alone. You don't know what he's been and who he's been with before you. Oh my gosh, just be like I said before, just because you're meeting him for the first time does not mean he didn't just leave someone last night, or she didn't just leave someone last night. So be careful who you put your mouth against. And you know, it's okay to, if you have the time and he has the time and you're very interested in meeting somebody, I would highly suggest, if you're close by each other, meet each other that day. Go to a public place and meet them for the first day, because the worst thing that can happen is you don't want to spend a lot of time on somebody who does not meet your criteria. For instance, they may not look like they looked on the FaceTime, or their personality could have changed, or they may be a butthole, or, you know, something. They could be anything that you didn't expect. So I would suggest, definitely, if you got the time, it may take a day or two. Did you get the time? But if you have the time right then and you really talk to this person, you really like him or like what you hear so far, then I would suggest, yes, go meet him, go meet her, because it gets it out of the way. You don't want to waste your time with somebody who's not worth your time on internet dating. So the quicker you can meet them, the quicker you can see them, the quicker you can get it over with or get on the wheel of relationship. If it works for you, then get on that wheel of relationship and give it a spin. Take it through all 4 seasons and see how they are. When they're angry, when they're happy, when they're mad, when they're whatever. Get on the wheel of the 4 seasons. But If it's not for you, you have no feelings involved. You're not involved. You don't love them. You don't hate them. You have no feelings involved. It's just a nice meeting you. Have a great day. God bless you, whatever the case may be. No feelings are involved. So I would suggest get it over with as soon as possible, because there's more out there. There's a million and one people out there that's looking for somebody. And if that's not the person, keep it moving. So as far as internet dating go, be aware, watch out, and please look out for the catfish. The ones who are going to tell you something they are that they're not. Be aware of the catfish, because men catfish just as well as women do. Women catfish about how they look and their size, but men catfish about their height and their what they own, and a lot of things, mostly their height. Some of them will catfish their age. And be aware, some of them are wearing false teeth. They don't have real teeth. Make sure you check that out as well. I've seen some of those that will have a beautiful smile, but their teeth don't belong to them. And that may not be a factor, there could be a medical issue for that. But I would say do some checking, background checking. You can go online and get free background checks on any and everybody. Please don't do what I did and listen to somebody trying to give them the benefit of the doubt and ended up they had 6 felonies. So I would suggest do your background check. Make sure you look and see if they do have a social security card. See if they're legal, or if they have one, if they lost it, that they recover it. Make sure they have a driver's license. If they have a car, make sure it's drivable. If they have a bank account, make sure it's active. Stuff that we don't normally ask, now we have to ask those questions. So I would say just be careful. Keep your eyes open. Always look and listen at everything they say. Write on every word they say. Write on every word they say, because we have a tendency to look through people. Use your instincts. Use them. When they're talking, read into what they're saying. If they're saying stuff like, I'm a homebody and I pretty much don't go anywhere. I go to work and come home and, I just kind of, watch TV and go to sleep. That may be telling you that they don't like to go out and do anything. So if you're a person that want to go out and do something, read between the lines. They don't like going out doing something. They may not say it because they're just meeting you. But getting into that relationship, oh yeah, it's going to come out. A lot of things are going to come out. So see the red flags. Be aware of the red flags and don't ignore the red flags. And if you feel like something is suspicious, it might be suspicious. If you feel like he's not or she's not telling the truth, they may not be telling the truth. Trust your instincts, because it does guide you. So, until next time, be careful with internet dating. And if you have success stories, then I want to hear those too. But don't forget, the top, I'm loving this top 10 thing. So the top, I'm not even saying top 10, the worst internet dating experience that you had, not the top 10, the worst internet dating experience that you've had, please comment me at the bottom of the page and let me know your story, because you may be the winner of $50. I like giving away money, so keep watching the show. You never know when I'm going to give away something, but the worst story, I want to hear it. So until next time, keep it real. Keep it positive. Keep it real positive. And don't